Hey there fellow adult collectors, welcome back. David Eon here with yet another unboxing. And today's unboxing is of course the Christopher Reeve Superman, long anticipated from Mezco. A lot of people have been looking forward to this. I've got mine today. And this is the box it came in. This box inside of another box. And inside here you got your sticker, your Metzit, your Mezco Mondays, show us your Mezit. And explanation, you know, proud owner of a Metzit, use it to win free stuff. I've heard that you can do that. I've never tried it. I probably should give it a shot. Couldn't hurt. But inside here is a tin, similar to the tin that was provided with the second version of Popeye. And no LPH, you cannot have it. Because I know it's going to come up. No, it's mine. But there's the tin all the way around. There you see the symbol, and of course this is the Christopher Reeve Superman based on the 1978 film release, the original Superman. And we'll just go ahead and break right into this while we talk. I've not opened this yet. I've not looked at any reviews. You see I've done a lot. I know that cellophane is a little loud, so just give me a second. I've done a lot of Mezco reviews, but I make it a point to not watch other people's reviews before I do mine, because I don't want my opinion to be jaded by something that someone else might have said, although I know that people have been seeing this. And right off the top there you see some batteries. Free batteries. And you know, when I did the 3.0 sound wave and I said it would have been nice if they added batteries, I actually got scolded for saying that, and people were like, who gives you batteries? What does that look like right there? Just saying. Anyways, this is a very different type of packaging than you would normally see with Mezco. Let me get that out of there without hurting him. And down in here, here's your instructions, your warning, a little foam pad. Let me set this to the side. Your basic warning that, you know, this isn't a toy. If you break it, tough. We don't care. Essentially, that's what it says. Instructions for where the batteries go and how the stand works, or the diorama, rather. Superman 1978 edition. Very nice. And like I said, I've been looking forward to getting this. And this has been sealed with a round sticker on the top. Those clamp open, and I guess I'll just cut the tape seal on the top, open the rest of that. They were already opening up. I'll slice those seals and then we'll get into this, and hopefully everything won't fall out on me. So here we go. That's the first one. And then the one on the bottom, and we'll get right in here and open them up and get a better look. I don't know which way. Okay, that'll work. There's the bag and the stand for putting him in flying or jumping poses. There's the figure and accessories, and yeah, it's clamshelled in there pretty good, so the pieces won't fall out all over the place. Can't see him too well, but we are going to open this all the way up and test his articulation and posability and everything. And then of course here is his Fortress of Solitude kind of control panel, and then the actual stand itself. So let's get everything out of those bags and lay it out and take a good look at how it is. And here we are back with our Mezco 1/12 collective Superman out of the packaging. Superman Christopher Reeve edition 1978, and we'll let you get a good look at him overall. There's a couple of things I noticed right off, and we'll get into that when I pick him up and show the articulation of the figure. Articulation and posability. One thing I did notice right off was how well he gripped right here. You see I can even pick him up without a problem. And that's been an issue for me in the past. Something I've pointed out in several videos where I've done a Mezco unboxing is how several of the figures do not fit on that foot peg very well. The peg is either too small or too big, or the ankle is so loose, the ankle joint, that they're constantly falling over. And they've done better recently with that, with the foot peg holding securely. On most of the figures they produced in the last year, on a few of them, there's still problems. Look at the back of his cape there. And I'll show you his actual back as well. Just lift his cape up. Whoops, now he slides off. And I drop him. That's great. Hold still, Superman. Kryptonite's not that close. This is one I was looking forward to because it's Christopher Reeve. One of the earliest examples of a movie based on a comic book transitioning well to film. At least the first two, Superman 1 and 2, were pretty decent. 3 and 4 were bad comedy, unfortunately. Almost the same thing can be said for the Batman. Batman 1989 and then the second edition were fairly decent. And then the sequels were kind of silly. Not saying they're bad films, just kind of silly. Take a look at the hands here. He's got a pair of, I guess you could say, flying hands. Karate chop hands. He can go full on Kirk on somebody and karate chop them, but those would be good for flying. A pair of grasping hands if you wanted him to snatch another Mezco figure and hold on to him. These are the hands for that. A pair of clutching hands, reaching out to grab or perhaps holding something larger. And then one hand with a pincer grip, which I imagine is for when he's holding the crystals for the display, and I'll test that in a moment. I'll put that over there with the crystals. Couple of heads, and this first one is one that was of a lot of concern. This one concerned me when I saw the initial pictures of it. The prototype, when they initially announced that they were doing this Superman, you can see there's a little bit of a problem with the paint application right there under his curl, where it doesn't look like it was painted at all. See that pale spot? But this kind of grinning face, which I imagine is supposed to be perhaps the scene where he tells Lois what color her underwear are, and he has this kind of cat with the canary in his mouth little smile, and maybe they were trying to capture this here. This doesn't look as bad as the prototype photos, but it still looks kind of awkward to me, I think. And then this one, where I'm not sure what type of a facial expression they're going for here, to be honest. Is he smirking? Is that a stern look? I wonder what they're going for with that facial expression. Perhaps someone can clue me in the comment section. Tell me what you think they were going for with that expression. Oops, hold still. The claw arm, the Mezco 112 collective bag that it always comes with, and that's different. Look, they actually put a strap over this bag. See that? I've never seen them do that. It's always just rolled up, and I never use the bag. So the diorama, his little control panel, which I have already put the batteries in. I did not have a problem putting the batteries in. And I'll turn it on here in a moment. I did notice that a few of these crystals that are standing up, like you see that one shifting, this one shifting, a few of these feel a little loose. You know, obviously they're just inserted and glued. So something to watch out for. You don't want to accidentally damage this. But batteries are in it, and the whole thing lights up like that, which I kind of like that. I like the way that looks. And it should light up right through to where the crystal gets inserted, I think. But extensions on, yeah, it looks like there's a wire right in there. It doesn't look like it's shining through in the end. Mine might have a problem, but we will see. Remainder of the accessories, the crystals, and the kryptonite. The kryptonite chain with a real metal chain, like the one that Luthor hung around his neck in the film to weaken him. Kryptonite rock, flat on one end, so you can just kind of sit it there. 3 crystals, 2 regular and 1 kryptonite, and then of course the pincer grip, and we'll test that really quick here. Kind of hold it like that perhaps, or maybe like that, like he's inserting it. Might work. Why don't we see if this shines through? I'm a little concerned about that at the moment since I brought it up. There we go. So when I put this in here, nothing happens. Is it supposed to light up all the way through to that crystal? Because I can see a little bit of a light showing through there. You see it? And something could be out of position down inside there. But I thought that was going to light up, and it's not. And like I said, it could be a defect with mine. Oh well. Not the worst thing that could have happened. Let's go ahead and pull him off of there and test his articulation and take a closer look at him. So here he comes. Christopher Reeve, Superman. Full rotation at the head and at the neck. There is a neck joint under the head, so you can get extra movement there. Although the second part, the neck itself, is kind of stiff. We change a head out here. That came off really easy. Put this one on. No problem with the head transition. Shoulders. This is not a really bulky, muscular body like some of the other Supermans. Feels like he's double jointed at the elbow, but it stops right there. I can feel the plate right inside here, but it stops. Ab crunch is pretty good. That pulls back quite a bit right there. See that arch? That's a decent reverse arch. And then side to side is also very loose. Look at that. Wrist articulation about what you would expect. I can change out a hand here. See how that looks. There we go. Now you can salute. How you doing? Splits. Pretty good. Forward and back. Back about that much. Forward. About like that before the cod piece kind of sticks it. Splits. Double jointed knee. Double jointed knee. Rotation at the top. Rotation at the ankle. Forward and backward pivots, not too bad. Very flat-footed. His feet look longer than other Mezcos to me. Side to side pivot. Costume wise, that is a sticker. This is like a sticker or an iron-on or something that's adhered to the front of this, as is the yellow S emblem on the back, which to me looks a little crooked, although it could just be the placement of the cape. Cape is wired, but only on the outside edges. It's wired like here and here, but nowhere else in the cape is wired. I see some stretch marks in the fabric, like right here. I don't know how well you can see that. It's a little wear or stretch mark in the fabric, and I noticed that in the front as well on the red part of the, I guess, underoos. I don't know what you would call this off the top of my head, but you see that spot there, and there's another one here that looks like wear in the fabric. And then right here, it looks like the seam wants to open up under his arm. And the seams are kind of bold on this one. You can really see these seams. And it could be because of the coloring on the figure. The neckline, I think it kind of, it would be nice if the neckline was a little tighter, I think. It feels like it should be closer to the body, and the stitching on that makes that really stand out. I think they put that stitch in there to pull it closer. I'm not sure, but it looks a little off to me. And there's a couple of loose threads. You see a loose thread under the cape there. And you know, these are minor nitpicks. I would be real careful here where the cape is attached all around that collar. It looks like you could tear it right out if you're not careful. But yeah, they're minor nitpicks overall. I like actually the basic sculpt. I think looks the most like Christopher Reeve, and I think the other two expressions, to me anyway, are just a little off. They're a little off to me. This one, like I said, I'm not even sure what they're going for with this expression. And then this one, it just feels weird. I still can't get my mind around this one. I'm not sure why they did this. But let's go ahead and take him down to the museum and put him with the other Mezcos and see how he looks. And we are back, and there is LPH laid out on the floor on her side of the museum. What are you doing?
Putting away figures.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing a great job there. No, she's got a lot of stuff under the tables, so yeah, she's hiding things.
And,
but as we pan across and we get over to the Mezco section, which is right here, all of our Mezco 112s, and now the Christopher Reeve 1978 Superman in a pose with his Fortress of Solitude control panel lit up. And I'll give him credit for something here. That really deep arch that he had in his back. When I did the ab crunch and I bent him really backwards here for this pose, and it gives him a really good curve as if he's making a turn. And I found that interesting. His leg is kind of showing through the tights there. The jointing is showing through. But that arch made for a really interesting turning effect. Like he's making a sharp turn in midair. And I kind of like that. Disadvantages. I have had to tighten that as far as it will possibly go in order to support his weight in this position, because it keeps toppling over. Also, I think it would have been an interesting design for them to put a plug. Like you see, I have the Fortress of Solitude kind of sitting on top of the stand. If they put a plug on the stand, a foot peg for him to stand on, or for the stand itself to be inserted in, so it looks as if he's flying away or flying towards, hovering over maybe the display, without having to do it like this. I don't like it like that. So I think it would have been an improvement if they had it so that you could insert his foot or insert the stand directly into the control panel. Otherwise, though, I'm overall satisfied with him. You know, I had my handful of little nitpicks about the other head sculpts and about certain issues with the costuming, like that oversized kind of stitching in the collar, and where it looks like there's a defect. You can see it better here in his tights. But again, overall I'm satisfied with it. I like the Christopher Reeve Superman. As I pointed out, I thought the first two films were rather well done. I like the way that this figure has such a flexible torso, something I haven't seen very much of in many of the other Mezcos. The way that they're designed, their torsos are either obstructed because of the costume, or whatever design they used just didn't allow for a lot of ab crunch. Some of these are pretty stiff to work with, but this Superman was actually rather flexible. So overall, I'm satisfied with it. I like it. What do you think? Have you ordered this, or are you thinking about getting one? Which I suppose you'd have to do aftermarket at this point. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. I hope you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos. I've done a lot of Mezco unboxings, as well as unboxings of other 6 scale figures. Showcases of vintage. My heart's always in vintage, big time. Discussions with the lovely Miss LPH, who is still awake. You still awake back there?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot going on this channel. Vintage tours of Toy Fair catalogs and classic commercials, all sorts of things. A little something for everybody in the world of nostalgia. So again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.